Hello everyone, my name is Elena Lam. I'm a data model designer manager at Visier. This series will be a technical tutorial on doing foundational things with Visier. This video will guide you through the process of editing an existing concept. We will start by defining what is a concept and the different types of concepts. Then we will explore the process of editing selection concept and calculation concept in detail. Concepts are object type in the data model that allows you to define and categorize the data from different perspectives. We have 4 types of concepts. Selection concept, which allows you to categorize the data in different categories such as string, ordinary, ordinal, and numeric. We do have a calculation concept that allow you to have a hierarchical relationship between calculation. The process concept describes the different steps or stage that a subject goes through. A movement concept allows you to better analyze subject movement in your organization. For the purpose of this tutorial, we will go over the process of editing 2 types of concepts. One of them will be the selection concept, and the other one will be calculation concept. We are now in Studio where you can edit any of the existing concept available. Let's use this existing selection concept called contingent employee as an example. This concept will help you differentiate who in your organization are hired as a temporal or fixed term contract basis. As you can see, currently it's set to use the data type loaded for the contract type dimension to determine what is considered contingent employee or not. There are 2 ways to configure this concept, either including or excluding member values from your data. As you can see, the include option is chosen by default, allowing you to select the most suitable value to include. For example, non-guarantee hour, seasonal, and temporal, which can help you determine who qualifies as a contingent employee. On the other hand, you can choose to exclude values instead. By selecting the exclude option, you can then now add values that are not considered contingent employees. For example, employees that have a permanent contract type. This option can be very helpful if you expect changes in the list of member values to be included in the concept, or if the list is too long to input manually. And at the same time, the values to exclude are already known and not likely to change. Let's say you don't have data for contract type, or you simply want to change it to use a different dimension. If that's the case, you can go to the Customize tab, where you can delete the selected dimension and replace it with the one that provides better value to determine who should be classified as a contingent employee. Then, using the Add Dimension option, pick from the list the dimension that you want to change it to, or search for the dimension that you want to change it to. For example, employment type. Now that we have added the employment type dimension as the selected dimension, let's go back to the Configure tab. After the members are loaded, you can now select the values to define the concept based on the new dimension. In this case, we can pick seasonal, casual, part-time shift on call, under basic information, you can go ahead and change the display name of the concept. Let's say you want to change it to contingent worker. You can also change the description to better describe this concept. Let's go ahead and change contract staff with casual staff as well as temporary staff to seasonal staff to match your data. You can also change the display name and description for other languages. Currently, we support 5 languages: English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and German. In the same section, you can also toggle on or off the visibility of the concept. When the toggle is enabled, it means that the concept is available in the Explore room to view as in the Visier People application. You can also disable visibility in this case, where you don't want to be available for user to use in the Explore room, but you would like to have the concept available to define in a formula definition, for example within a metric, calculated property, or a calculated selection concept, or you only want it to be usable on analysis. You can also edit the tags that are assigned to the concept, either removing the current selected one or adding additional ones. For example, you want them to be categorized under organization as well as under the demographics category. After you have finalized all the changes you made, you can quickly preview the concept to see if it's working as expected. After you have finalized all the changes you made, you can quickly preview the concept to see if it's working as expected. It will allow you to view the concept as a filter applied to the metric, in this case headcount, without the need to open the solution experience. You can also change or remove the concept as a filter by and use it as a group by to see the distribution of the contingent employee versus non-contingent employee. You can also click on View Show Labels to see the number of distribution in the trend line. You can also switch to a different visual, for example the breakdown, and group by this concept as well. You can also drill down to see the different value that was selected to define this concept. The description that was edited will be available in the help option beside the concept. You can also see the changes you made to the tags in the list of attributes available. Now the concept will be under the organization category as well as the demographics category. Here is another existing concept employee exit model that I'll be using to demonstrate how you could edit it. This concept is a calculation concept where a hierarchy relationship for exit is defined based on the different type of exit reason the employee had. The different type of reason can be then summed up to their parents. For example, we have the most common categorization for exit reason, which is the voluntary turnover and involuntary turnover. And under voluntary turnover, it is the addition of resignation, retirement, and other voluntary turnovers. Similarly, for the involuntary turnover, we add the number of termination and other involuntary turnover to give the total number of involuntary turnovers. And then later on, we can sum up voluntary plus involuntary to give you a total turnover count. On this hierarchy, on the key structure, you can go ahead and edit the display name of each level as well as add extra levels onto the hierarchy. For example, I would like to add another level to my hierarchy, which is seasonal as well. The leaf level of the hierarchy, for example, resignation, retirement, other voluntary turnover, termination, other involuntary turnover, reduction in force, disability exit, maternal leave, system termination, seasonal. Those are the ones that will be required to be configured in order to determine which exit event will be categorized into the different levels. On the same page, under structure, you can enable or disable the different levels of the hierarchy. For example, if you don't want to include the auto voluntary and auto involuntary turnover as part of the hierarchy, you can go ahead and turn them off through this page. Also, you can change the dimension that is used later on to define each level of the hierarchy. Right now, it's using a dimension under the employee exit event called employee exit reason. That dimension is a 2-level dimension where you can later on can categorize each level. After you have properly defined your hierarchy, you can go into configure and map the proper member values into your different category. For example, for disability, you can map medical reason if that makes sense to be categorized as disability exit. For maternal leave, if there's currently nothing that should be mapped to maternity leave at the moment, we can leave it empty. For the reduction in force, we will take a look and see if what kind of different reason we could add to here. For example, we could add position eliminated as part of it. And on the resignation, since we already have a resignation exit reason, we can assign exit reason to it. Similarly for retirements, and you will be configuring every single level as you seem fitable. After you have configured all your different leave level of your hierarchy, you could preview the calculated concept to see if it's working as expected. After you have configured your concept, you can now click on preview to validate the concept. And after you clicking on preview, you should be able to see different categorization that you have currently configured. For example, we will see a metric called actual count of all existing job level employee exit, and then breakdown by employee exit type. These are the different types of your hierarchy that you're currently configured. So in overall, there's 8 exit, and you have 7 turnover, 1 auto exit, and 0 seasonal exits. You can also drill down to the different levels to see the different reason why they were terminated. The employee exit type dimension is part of your concept, and you can go ahead and rename it by going into the Customize tab, Basic Information, and under Display Name here, right now you can change it to call something else by renaming the display name. Similarly, for the concept, for the dimension, you can change the tag of it by either add more tags to the employee exit type dimension, or by removing the current tag that we already allocated for it. And on the measure is where all the different metrics are created based on the hierarchy you have defined. We already have pre-created one, but if you want to create another measure, you can go ahead and click on create measure, give it a name, for example rate, and then click on create. It will automatically build all the necessary metrics related to your hierarchy, and then you only need to define the formula into the top root level of the hierarchy, which is the rate of the measure, and then you can click on edit as any other metrics, and then you will be typing corresponding formula to calculate the rate for exit. And for the other child levels, you don't need to define the formula within those metrics anymore because they are defined at the parent level. Under basic information, you can rename the concept to a different name as well, similar to the description and also to the tags as well. Thank you for watching. To see more technical videos, please check out the description in this video or visit visier.com to learn more.